Good evening, croeso, and welcome to 35 minutes of Mat Work Pilates at our free cafe workouts. So whether you're joining me online for the first time ever or whether you've been in cafe before, this session is going to be following some of the more classical Pilates moves, but I'm conscious that we have a lot of beginners here tonight, so I'm not going to make it too technically or physically challenging, but just to make it doable and enjoyable for everybody. I've asked you to bring with you a ball and a band if you have one, but don't panic if you haven't. You can use a small pillow or a small cushion for the ball and use a pair of tights or your leggings for a band. If you're online, please say hello or put your thumb up or give a heart or something like that, because then Facebook kind of G's it up and makes everything just a little bit easier to find. Normally I teach it landscape, but because we're going to do a little bit of standing Pilates to begin with, I'm keeping it in portrait mode. So if you've never done Pilates like this before, you kind of have to get your camera somehow down on the floor or screenshot me up onto the screen. When they're on YouTube, you can watch me on the telly. How about that? Don't look too closely at the wrinkles, okay? I hope you've been enjoying this beautiful day. But I think that when I went back to teaching classes last week, live classes, how much people were saying they appreciated Pilates. So we're going to start in a standing. We're going to spend about 5 to 10 minutes standing. If you have poor balance, please, please, please hold on. Here we go. Okay. All right, so finding yourself a space, make sure that your floor space is clear and that you haven't got any trip hazards, and more importantly that your pets aren't joining in. Cats particularly and dogs like doing all the mat work with you, but it can get in the way. Alright, so we're going to start with your feet. So feet are hip distance apart, please, and I want you to look down and check that the middle part of your kneecap's in line with your second toe. And then from there, press forward through to the pelvis, adjusting your lower back. Then hands onto your sternum, lift up and lower your shoulder blades down. You're going to roll your shoulders up, back and down. I'm going to start with a deep breathe in. So breath in. Hold the breath and a slow breath out. If you've got any shoulder issues, remember you don't have to lift your arms to do the breathing. You want to take 3 deep breaths in just to calm your nervous system down and help you to focus on the Pilates. One more time, here we go. Deep breath in. And then that slow breath out. Okay, let's start with shoulder circles. So I want you to stand with your feet in an asymmetric position. Okay, so imagine that you're going to take a step forward, and I want you to check that your feet are still straight. From here, you're going to start by leaning and lifting that foot, rolling your shoulders up, back and down, and then pressing the heel down and lifting the toe. So you're going to come forwards, lift your shoulders up, and then come back and lift your toes. So watch again, come forwards, lift your shoulders, and then taking it back. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see a different view. So you're going to lift up, roll your shoulders, and then heels back. Now if your back feels okay and you haven't got any back issues, when you come back you can bring the arms forward and pull your toes up. You need to make sure that you keep your back really long and your chin tucked in. I'm going to do one more time. Here we go. Lift up and then release and back. Okay, from here we're going to take a Pilates sway. So you're going to move the weight forwards and back, and we're going to do our toy soldier arms. So one arm forward, one arm back, just to get the body into some kind of rhythm. You're going to let your body relax into position, and then you're going to stop, and you're going to do centre foot arms. So you're going to wrap around and open out. So on this, you tuck your chin in, and then you open up through the chest. Okay, so it's in and then open. And you've got one more time. Okay, so from here, taking your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart and just press your hips side to side. Now you want to feel that you're working into that hip joint and then just circle around and then go back the other way. So nice and easy. Good work. One more time and then release. Okay, so step this foot forward and the foot back. So you don't want to be too narrow because it's really hard to balance. So Pilates swing and sway, hip forward, and this time you're going to take both arms up and over your head and both hands down. So you're going to come up, hips forward, arms over your head. If you've got any shoulder problems, what you can do is do one arm and then do the other arm in the standing position. If you can do both arms, please do. And again, if you feel okay and you want to work a little bit harder, pull your toes up and sit back. So you come forwards and reach, down and back. One more time, forward and reach, down and back. Okay, so let's swing and sway with these arms here, nice and easy. Keeping this moving, and then keeping your feet still and 7-foot arms. So this time you can bend your knees if you want to. Okay, so you tuck your chin in and open. Let's just do one more. Good work. Okay, so from here, taking your feet into that parallel position again, you're going to work through the ankles and you're going to move the weight from one leg to the other. You're going to take your hand to the knee that's bending and swing the other hand behind. Keeping it easy. We're going to do our first balance move here. So from here, both arms in front, push your hips forward, drop your shoulders down, and then release down gently. So you want to take a breath in, hold the breath, and then a breath out. If you can do a little bit more, then take your arms up higher and then release down. One more time. Good work. And then release. Okay, so to finish in the standing position, we're going to do a standing knee lift. Remember, hold on if you need to. So from here, you're going to zip up your abs. So placing your hands here, think about pulling your stomach muscles in and away. And you're going to lift the opposite arm and leg, work through your foot, and lift the opposite arm and leg. Taking your time as you're doing that, making sure that you're in control. Hold on if you need to. And try and do that little bit of a pause. And again. We've got 2 more goes. This is your last one now. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to go down onto the floor now. Make sure that your mat is comfy. You will notice that I have a towel, and that is particular because I do get neck issues. So if you need a towel, have a towel if you want. Okay. So we're going to start off in the lying down position on your back. Take your time coming down onto the floor, making sure that your knees are bent and your feet are flat onto the floor here. All right, so from there, keeping the feet, excuse me, keeping your feet in hip distance apart position, arms are up towards the ceiling, drop the shoulders down, and we're going to do those toy soldier arms. So you're going to slide back, you're going to tap the finger and the little finger and the thumb, and then you're going to release. Remember, if you've got shoulder issues and this is uncomfortable, do a smaller range of movement or just take your arm out to the side. Now if you can, when you're here, slide the opposite leg away and lift up. Push through the heel. Try and get your calf muscle down if you can. Push, push, push. Long body, open hip. Try not to let your back arch. And again, lift, 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 lift. Keeping your chin tucked in, taking your time. Thinking about the movement, rather than doing the reps, think about how your body's responding, and then release. Taking both arms to the right, both knees to the left. Take a deep breath in and come up and over the other way. Take your time as you're doing this, moving slowly in and out of position. When you're doing this movement, you want to take it in your comfortable range. You don't want to be pushing too hard or forcing your body in any way. One more time. Let your head turn towards your arms so your neck gets a little bit of mobility. This is your last one. And then back to the centre. Okay, thumbs across your belly button, fingertips down towards the front of the pelvis. Take a deep breath in. Then as you breathe out, let your hands sink down and then tighten the abdominal muscles. Lift your right leg up. Check your abdominal muscles are really tight. If you feel comfortable, lift the left leg. Now if your back comes off the floor or your belly starts pushing out, just keep one foot down. From there, tap your foot down to the floor slowly, keeping your chin tucked in and lifting up. Try and open up through the hip if you can do. Keep your muscles tight, breathe in steady. Good work. We've got one more left to do. Here we go. Now from here, both feet down and then come into your frog stretch. So open the leg and then take the arms above your head. Let the hips rock from side to side, taking your time as you're doing that. Bring that leg over and hold on and ease out. Take a deep breath in, breath out and release. Feel that stretch through the outer part of the hip. And then come over to the other side, taking your arm over, taking a breath in, and then a breath out. Good work. Come back to the centre, and we're going to come into a bridge. So feet are close to your hips, feet are straight, hands are down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down, chin tucked in. Suck your belly in, push down through the feet and lift up. Hips pushing up tall and then roll down through your body. And then again, lift, 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 push, 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 right to the top. Tuck your chin in and then release down. It helps to have your fingers on your hips because sometimes with the bridge, you don't lift high enough, you just kind of hang onto your knees. If you're feeling good, then you can take your arms above your head and then breath out and release down. One more time. And then release. Okay, so we're going to get the ball now, and you're going to place the ball between the kneecaps. You're going to press the ball in tight. You're going to keep the hands down, pull the shoulders away from your ears, push and lift. Now with the ball, squeeze the ball 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then drop down. If you want to, arms up to your shoulders, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down. If you find you prefer your hands down onto the floor, the other thing you can do is come 1, 2, 3, 4, and then release. Roll your knees to one side, keeping that ball there. Then taking a breath in. When you come up, squeeze the ball and roll over to the other direction. Lovely. And again, breath and squeeze. And one more time, here we go. Breath and squeeze. And then release. Okay. So you're going to take the ball now and you're going to place the ball underneath your pelvis. Make sure it's on your pelvis, yeah? Not on your bum, but definitely not on your back. If you can, bring both legs up. Reach your legs up towards the ceiling and then bend your knees and tap one foot down. Lift up, press up through the body, taking it in and dropping it down. Breathing steady. So you might have seen reformers and they use equipment to help to challenge your core. And I really like using the Pilates ball because it gives us an opportunity to do an exercise in a different plane of movement. So we're going to come into that frog stretch. Remember, only go as far as comfortable. If it doesn't feel good, do your own thing. Okay, bringing the knees together. This time, you're going to take the legs up. You're going to stretch inner thighs, taking your feet out wide. And you can roll your feet around if you want to. And then bring the feet together. Drop the feet down slowly and take that ball away. Hold in on top of the shin if you can do, or underneath the knee if that's easier. Move that ball. You tell me I used to play netball. And you're going to straighten the other leg out. Now this is the start of single leg stretch. So you want to make sure that you've got both hands on your shin and you extend and lengthen through the body. If you can, keep your head off the floor. If it's uncomfortable, then keep the head down. Yeah, 2 more goes. One more time. And then release. Dropping the arms to one side. This time, hand on your leg. Extend that arm out to keep you balanced. And if you want to, straighten that leg out a little bit. Come back in and change over to the other side. So you want to bring that knee over and lengthen that leg out. And back to the centre and bringing it back in. Okay, so you're going to take your hands behind your head now. You're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to zip the body up. Now you want to think about contracting the arms so you start fairly flat. You don't want to create any pressure on the neck and you definitely don't want to lift the head up too high. Remember, if you've got osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, then just taking the head off the floor is where you want to be. And if you are stronger, you don't have any back issues, you can lift up higher. But again, no strain on the neck. Taking a deep breath in, you're going to push this leg away, then you're going to lift it up and bring it back in. Okay, so you push it away, hip is open, lift up and in. Change over. So bring the knee in, push it away, lift it up. Okay, so push away. Just like a reverse cycle. One more time. And then release. From there, taking your hand to the side, taking this hand and ease it out through the stretch again. Breathe into the stretch and let your body relax. Change over to the other direction. So knee comes over, extend out. You should feel that stretch anywhere down the back of the leg. Okay, so we're going to do a hamstring stretch now. And I'm going to use a band. So, putting a band underneath the arch of the foot, you're going to move from the hip, and I want you to feel like you're drawing a saucer on the ceiling. If you want to, you can have the other leg out. Now change direction. Each time you circle in, feel that little bit of a stretch on your hamstring. Now hold it in, take a deep breath in, and this time allow your leg, so take your arm down, allow your leg to come out to the side. Keep your shoulders on the floor, and then bring it up, and we're going to stretch the piriformis on the outer part. Now try not to let your leg fall down too much, and use the band to encourage the stretch. Come back to the centre, split the band, and place the other foot in. Okay, so leg is straight, and you just want to circle, saucer size, and think each time you're bringing the leg in, feel that stretch in the back of the thigh. And change over to the other side, and then hold that position. Okay, if you feel all right, let the leg fall out to the side, feel the stretch on the inner thigh, breathe into that stretch. As you come up and over, swap hands, make sure you're in control of this, keeping it nice and easy. And then back to the centre and taking the band off your foot. Back to single leg stretch, so hold it underneath, pressing that leg away. Release and change. Taking your time. Remember, you can have your head down onto the floor, working to extend through that leg, keeping the ankle close. And again. Release down, stretch out into your pencil stretch, and lengthen your body. Breath out, bring your legs back in, rolling the shoulders up, back and down, hands behind your head. Remember, zip down or zip up, whichever one you want to, keeping your arms flat, taking a breath in. You can lift one leg, or you can lift both legs up, and this time we're going to cycle forwards, keeping the body still. Okay, so we don't want you to rock and roll the body. If you want to make it easier, do the cycle with one foot down onto the floor. Always think when you're opening up through the hip that your back is almost on the floor and it's not moving. It doesn't have to be pushed flat, but you don't want any big gaps. And then release. Okay, you're going to roll over onto your side. And you're going to support your head with your hand, keeping this hip slightly forward. So this is the plan. Feet are together, knees, and you push up, open up through the hip, and down. And again, press, and down. This is working right into that hip joint. It's a really nice exercise. One more time. Now lift the knee up, extend the leg, and pull the leg back and bend the knee. And again, one more time. Don't listen to me ever when I say one more time. All Pilates instructors tell a joke. Because I can't count. And then release. Okay, let's do a quad stretch. When you're here, pull and open up through the hip. Okay, leg down, other leg down, we're going to come into torpedo. So you're going to take a deep breath in, as you breathe out, stabilise your abs, lift the top leg, and then if you can, lift the bottom leg up to meet it. If you can, feet out, but otherwise feet together, and drop down gently. So you lift one, lift two, feet together, and drop down. Lift one, lift two, feet together, and drop down. Last time now. Keeping your abs in tight, working the outer thigh, working the inner thigh and the core, and then release. So you're going to bend this bottom leg, and you're going to push up into what's called mermaid position. If you've got knee or hip issues, just sit wherever you feel comfortable. This is the up mermaid, so you take your arm slightly behind you, and then you tuck it underneath your armpit and turn and look. Open and lift and extend and down. So if you're a beginner and you want to stay there, that's fine. If you want to work a bit harder, push and open through the hip and then release down and take it under. And then lift and reach. Good work. Okay, let's come back to the centre, into our pelvic rock, feet together, and just roll from side to side. Trying to take the weight through one side of the pelvis, then the other. Taking your time as you're doing this. Okay, so let's come into, we'll do lying down first. So we'll do lying down to this side. So remember, on the clam, knees are at right angle, feet are together, and they're not in front, they're tucked in a little bit. Hand here, lift and push the knee up. Now you might find one hip's got a little bit more flexibility than the other, that's okay. Try to be careful that you're not rolling back when you're doing this. You're taking your time, nice and easy, and again. Okay, so this time, lift the knee up. Bring your knee to your elbow, push, and pull back behind you. Lovely, and again. Lovely. Keeping that moving. So this is a really nice movement for the hip. Good work. One more time. And then recover. Okay, holding on to your knee. You can straighten out that front leg. And what you're trying to do is feel the stretch here through the front of the thigh and the hip. Okay, so into the torpedo. Legs are at 45-degree angle. Hips forward, lift, and then hold and squeeze your stomach. So if you kind of go, don't lift so high. Okay, so you can lift one, lift two, hold, and down. Lift one, lift two, hold, and down. Lift one, breathe out, squeeze and lift. Good work. You've got last one. Here we go. Up and up. Well done, everybody. And then release. Okay, so from here, coming up into mermaid, front of the shin, hand behind, arm comes out on the diagonal. Okay, and then you tuck it under and you follow your hand. And again, up and up, reaching up tall. If that's comfortable, please stay there. If you want to do a little bit more work, push and open up through the hip, and then press the hips back and down and tuck under. And again, one more time, up and up, well done, and then release down. Okay, the final position is going to be in what's called tabletop. If you do have arthritis in your hands or your wrists, you can go onto elbows or knuckles. Okay, so in this position, you seem to have bits of twigs on my mat here. So look down at your hands, spread the fingers wide, and then check that your knees are hip distance apart. And finally, check your knees aren't tucked under. From here, taking a deep breath in, as you breathe out, hold and lift the abdominal muscles. Lift your right hand and draw a saucer with that hand. Now reach the arm forwards and then taking it down. Take a deep breath in, saucer. Watch you not locking out the other elbow. Then reach forward and down. You're going to take your leg back. You're going to push through the heel, keeping the hips level. Lift your leg up and down. Arm out. If you can, opposite arm and leg lift and drop. Breathe and squeeze. Feel your back muscles working. Keep your chin tucked in. Make sure your neck is nice and long and there's no movement in the spine. And then release. Taking the other leg back, arm out, lift the leg, watch your back's not dipping. Then if you feel ready, lift the opposite arm. Try and lift your arm in line or slightly higher than your ear. Thumb up towards the ceiling. Good. You've got one more time if you can. And then release. So, sitting, knees wide. Reach forward with the arms. Drop your head down. If your back is tight, move from side to side. So from here, cat and camel, tuck your head in, tuck in under, and then release from the tailbone, through the back, all the way up to your head. And again, tuck your tailbone under, pull it through the body, and then release. Tuck your toes underneath. We're going to do a modified roll-up. If you need to come up in a way that's more appropriate for you, please do so. Take your hands to your knees, roll through your body, hands on your legs, press and uncurl, nice and slowly. As you come up to standing, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Keeping those feet in a hip distance apart, take a breath in, reach your arms up tall, and just lean slightly to the side without letting your hips relax too much. Then over to the other side, and then release. Okay, take your arms behind, feet out wider, tilt your head to the side. Come back up and tilt your head over, and then release. Okay, so feet are hip distance apart. Make sure that you lift and lower your toes a couple of times. From there, press forward through the pelvis, zip up, stand up tall. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. We're going to do 3 cycles of the breathe in. So it's a breath in, extend and lift, and then a slow breath out. Pull your abs in away from your t-shirt on that out breath, and release the shoulders. On the in-breath, you can just let everything relax. And then breath out. And roll. Lovely, one more time, deep breath in. And that slow breath out. And there we go. 30 odd minutes of very standard Pilates practice. But if you've never done Pilates before, it's probably quite a nice place to start. Remember, if you're not quite sure, you can always watch the videos before you do the session. Or if you're not quite sure, don't forget you can rewind. See you all tomorrow morning, bright and early. We have a workout every morning at 7:30. We're trying different workouts all through the week. Tomorrow evening, we've got a talk on fitness, which will be interesting. And I think it's going to be raining, so you won't feel guilty being sat inside listening to me. Take care, and I hope you sleep well after that.